Hello and welcome to the first CAPE tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be using the CAPE API to build an AI-powered Control F. Now what is an AI-powered Control F? Well, instead of the normal Control F where if you typed in the word football you'd get all of the times football appears, so here or anywhere else. With CAPE API and AI-powered Control F you can type in a question and get an answer back. So we can try it with what is football. And we can see here, it takes a second, but it's found the answer. It's found a family of team sports that involve, to varying degrees, kicking a ball with a foot to score a goal. And this is amazing. This is really sophisticated, state-of-the-art AI. And it's actually only built in 2 lines of code, which is amazing, right? That is totally so cool. And that's the point of CAPE API. It makes it really easy to build software that answers questions about the contents of documents. You could use it for this sort of Control F functionality. You could use it to build a virtual office assistant that answers questions about your HR documents, or you could use it to integrate with your search, and you can replicate that direct answer functionality you see with some search engines. So it's a really powerful tool, and we'll be explaining how to use it in this tutorial. But before we jump into that code, let's try it with another document, just so you're convinced that it works with something that isn't quite football. Once you've built this yourself, you can try it with whatever document you like. In this case, we've got a bit of text about a recent election. We can ask, how many years ago did the Democrats last win in Alabama? If I can spell. So again, it takes just a second, and it's found the answer. It's found 25 years ago. So it's really found the piece of text that answers that question. We can ask another question like, who did it deal a blow to? And it's found President Donald Trump. So yeah, this is really amazing, right? And it can do lots of other cool stuff with other text. Give it a shot once you've gone through the tutorial. So before we jump in to the code, let's try and think about how we might build a app like this. So we basically need to do 2 things, right? We need to have a way to tell the AI this is the document that we want to read, and then we need to have a way to ask a question about that document. And that's really all there is to it, right? And we have 2 methods in the CAPE API that will allow us to do this. So let's jump into our Python app and we'll explain how this works. So here you can see the Python application, and we've got 2 endpoints here that have the functionality which we just discussed. So we have the add document endpoint, and this is going to tell the AI what the text is that we want to ask a question about. And we've got the Control F endpoint, and this is asking the question to that text and getting the answers back. And really this is just too cool. So we've got the doc text passed into the request to the add document endpoint. Now we use the CAPE client to add a document, and the CAPE client is just instantiated as an object. To add a document, we're going to have the title Control F doc. The text of that document is going to be the doc text that's passed with the request. And we've had another parameter here called replace. And replace is here to say, well, if I replace the information in the text box, I want that information to be saved under the same title and the same document ID. Now, once we call this CAPE client method, the result is going to be the document ID that has been saved by the AI, and that document ID is our way of telling the AI this is the document that we want to ask a question about. So we're going to save it in the last doc ID parameter. So once we've done that, we've told the AI what the document is we want to ask a question about. Now we just need to ask the question, and this is in our Control F endpoint. And here we've basically just got 1 line of code again. We've got our answer method on our CAPE client, and this is basically just saying, give me an answer to my query text from my document, and give me the top 5 pieces of that text that you think answer the question. So here the query text has been passed as part of the request, The document IDs that we want to ask the question about, well, that's just our last doc ID that we got out from adding that document. And we put number of items here 5, and this is saying, well, if you're not sure about the first item, first bit of text to answer the question, then give us what you think the second bit of text might be, and continue doing this 5 times. And this is to say, if you don't get the first one right, then at least you can see what I thought the second one was, or the third one. So the response to this method is a list of answers which are sorted, and the first element is going to be the most confident answer. An answer is a Python dict with these keys. So it's got the answer text, which is just the piece of text that it thinks answers the question. It's got the answer context, and this is the surrounding words to this answer text that give you a little bit of context about where the question has been answered from. So if you remember in our example, it had said 25 years. Well, perhaps the person really wanted the rest of the surrounding context in that answer, the bit that said the Democrats haven't won in 25 years. And that's what the answer context key gives us. We have the confidence, which is how confident the AI is in the answer. And we have these 2 attributes here, which we can ignore for the time being. Then we finally have these offset keys. And this is basically just saying, well, in the document, the beginning of the answer was in character 30, which is the start offset, and the end of the answer was in character 56. And this gives us a nice little way to highlight text. So we can go to the document and say, we'll just highlight characters 30 to 56, which is what we do in our JavaScript. And this is just returned back to our JavaScript, which does all the highlighting and does all the manipulation. And that's really it. That is all you have to do to build a really advanced AI Q&A system. It's extraordinary. So let's give it a go with another document, another part of a document. So let's say here. Oh gosh, if I can highlight it. So who supported Roy Moore? And here we found President Donald Trump again. He always seems to be in the news. Even the AI knows about him. So this is it. This is really exciting. In the comments below this video, you'll find the links to the code on GitHub and the link to a more in-depth written tutorial where we go through some of these things in a bit more detail and how you might be able to use it for some more advanced stuff. But keep looking on our website for new tutorials as they come out. We're going to be trying to explore some of those other use cases and to give support to the developers out there. So thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts. All right, bye.